Hey, fishing brothers and sisters. Zach Draskovic here. Got the little one with me today. So we launched on the river section of Lake Wheeler. Gonna target some white bass. They're pretty easy to catch normally this time of year. Found me a little current break. Let's see if we can toss some little lures out there. Load the boat. All right, so they're sitting here in the current break at the bluff end. All I'm doing is just casting this little swim bait out, 1/8 ounce head on BFS gear, and just slow rolling it along the bottom. Oh, yep. It don't take much. It is just like magic here. Oh yeah. I could do this all day. Hold in slowly.
How? How did you get one? Oh, guys,
You got one?
I got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Get it, get it, get it, get it. Get the net. Is it that big?
Yes. Look
You
at
sure?
my one.
Oh man, pull, pull.
Go, Rachel, bowling.
Let's see what you got here. What you got? Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Woo! If you want to do what me and my son did today, it's very easy to do. White bass are a great species to target this time of the year. And when I say this time of the year, anywhere from December through beginning of March, if you're fishing in a river system that has them, they will be very easy to locate. Typically, this time of the year, where I live, we have a lot of rain in the winter time and in the early spring, and the current going down the river will force these fish to position in eddies. Anytime you have a bend in the river, if you see a bluff wall, the front and I especially like the tail end of a bluff for finding these fish. You don't need any kind of fancy electronics. Although if you're wanting to find just the mega school, they're very easy to see on your side imaging. You'll go by these eddies and you'll just see clouds of these fish. After you find these white bass, they're typically very easy to catch. My favorite lures to target them are small swim baits. If you have a bigger white bass up to a 2.8 or 3.3 swing impact, if you want to catch the real big ones. If the fish are smaller, like we experienced, using just a little 2-inch easy shiner or something like a little slider crappie grub will do the trick. And anywhere from an 1/8 ounce, and I've used all the way up to a 3/8 ounce head, depending on the current and how deep the fish are positioned. Another lure that works really well for these winter white bass is a blade bait. And that's another lure you can catch all kinds of species with. But I was using just a little 1/4 ounce blade bait and tore them up while my son was throwing a little swim bait. They equally performed this day. Jigging spoon also works really well. After you catch one of these fish, typically the school will fire up, and these schools are huge, and you'll just catch fish cast after cast. It's so easy. My 5-year-old could do it. So if you have a new angler that you want to introduce to fishing this winter, white bass are a great species to target. They're great fighting fish. They're kind of broad like a bluegill and thick and muscular like a striper, and they fight very well on light gear, like spinning rod or BFS gear like I was using. They really put up a good fight and will definitely keep you feeling warm when you're out there in the cold. Now, special considerations if you are new to white bass fishing. They have a very sharp gill plate. They've cut me on a number of occasions, so it's good to have some nice long-handled pliers so you don't have to grab them. If you do have to grab a hold of them, I like to grab their gill plate and hold it together, because if you hold behind their gill plate and they do a head shake, they can slice you open pretty good. We don't want to have to break out the first aid kit when we're out there on the water. Another retrieve we were using was very basic. We were just letting it sink to the bottom and just kind of tracing the bottom with it, just slow rolling the bait, keeping that bottom contact, and if I did a number of reels without having felt the bottom, I just kill it, let it sink back to the bottom, and start slow rolling again, making sure I'm keeping in contact there. Hitting that rock or shell down there will help trigger a bite for you. If you want to catch these fish from the bank, it's very possible too. Just look for those areas that have an eddy. The bigger eddies are going to have the larger groups of fish, but anything a little piece of riprap that sticks out a little bit further than the rest could have fish on it. You know, a boat ramp behind a boat ramp that sticks out. If you can find a bend in the river, you can target these fish from the bank just like you can from the boat. Great thing about these fish is they're very plentiful and easy to catch. So if you need to load up the freezer and find that your crappie skills are lacking, this is a way to get some fresh meat in the freezer very quickly. And it's a fun way to pass the time. If you're new to fishing, if you're normally hunting in the wintertime, if you can't catch bass or walleye, whatever you target in the winter, give these white bass a try. You'll have fun, and if you follow these tips, you'll be able to load the boat.